Hi, it's me again. So, we are going to continue where we left off. So, after I went back, after I went to the hospital and him staying with the infant at home alone, I wasn't really 100% sure. And also having two young children as well, it would overwhelm him because he never had look after them before. So I had to ask my friend to help me out to make sure that he's looking after children properly and all that. So she came over and it was really snowy that year. So after I went to the hospital, stayed there for a few days, and I didn't even know what happened. But when I came back, my friend, the first thing she said is that, oh no, I haven't slept with your man, so I don't want you to think like that. And I ask, why would I think of stuff like that? I ask you to come and help me with my children, so how can I suspect you of doing anything? Because I trust you as a sister to me. So I'm not really thinking about anything. But because me and my ex, the moment it's like he came back, I said, no, we are not going to share a bed together. Each one of us going to have their own separate thing because I didn't understand him. It's like his priority and mine were different. He didn't want me to go like visit his family. He didn't want me to go visit my family. He didn't want to do anything. And he was financially capable of doing that, but he didn't want to. And I was, at that time, I was really, really, really exhausted because raising three kids is not easy. You end up being drained, everything of you, and it's like you just have a c-section and you feel like, oh my god, you are looking after two toddlers and an infant. So it was overwhelming experience. So when she said that, I didn't even pay attention to it. But then I end up asking him, why did she say that? And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I said, no, I'm not going to bother about it. As long as me and you, we are not in like a intimate situation, then it doesn't matter. And because I had too few other things that's to worry about. So I focused on myself and my children at that time. But after I came out of the hospital, like this, after 2, 3 days, my ex told me I am going to visit a friend. I'll come back. And without me knowing that, he left with his passport and only small bag, and he left his luggage here. So I knew that he's going to come back. With that assumption of me thinking that he's going to come back, I was wrong again. He called me after like a week of being to a friend while I was still ill, and I haven't got any diagnostic yet because they didn't know what's wrong with my thing. So they had the test, but not the results yet. He called me after a week saying that I'm at the airport going back to Africa. I'm going back home because I got ill and I don't want to die here. So for me, it was like, what? I am ill and I have three children who are really young and I don't have any family or no one to help me. So if you're saying you're going, who's going to be here for me? And that was the last blow that ended up breaking me to pieces, end up making me feel more vulnerable and feel a lot of pain. So I end up asking him, I don't think that I want to be with you anymore. So let's just end this. And he said, or I'll speak to you when I get there. I know you're just irrational, you're this, you're that. But I wasn't. At that moment, I realized that I was nothing to him. Neither me or my children, we were not that important on his equation. Because if we were, how can you leave a woman you say you love with the children that they are yours just to go because, oh, my business? I don't understand business thing, but your business, you left it to people you trusted. But how would you know that this person is going to cope with this situation? For me, that was like another level of betrayal. And I told myself after that, this is it. This is it. I had enough. No more. I won't take any more out of this relationship. And we were arguing constantly for a couple of months, but then we end our relationship. And it's like it's difficult to do things that you feel like this person, he's here for me, he's going to be here for me for a long time. We've already built a family and we are going to get somewhere with our lives, only for that person to leave you behind. And you feel like, oh my God, I need to start again. And because with me, at that point, I was severely depressed. I had physical issue. I had like a heart problem. I have other problem that they end up finding out. So to keep up with everything was too much, and also looking after 3 children was overwhelming. So I had to stop and think, what am I doing? Because I was at the point of like not only hurting myself with the thing, even my children, I thought that they were in danger from myself, because I had this anger, I had this resentment, and I had this hate. But also, when you have this obsession with the person, especially the partner you are with for almost 10 years, you feel like, is my children caused me this? Are they costing my things? But because your mental health is impaired, you are not thinking clearly. And that's how I end up starting noticing that something is not right in my head. And I start telling him before, because it's like he didn't want to break up and all things. So although we weren't in a relationship, but I thought that if I explain it to him, he's going to understand. So I told him, I think something is going on. I think I'm not okay. And what he said to me was that, listen, woman, us African women, African people, we don't get that kind of disease. We don't suffer depression. We don't suffer the mental health. That is white people stuff. And for me, it was like, is it? Do we not having all this? Am I just imagining this? And he was really convincing me that I am just imagining things. While I could feel that I'm losing that attachment I had with my children. I was losing attachment to myself. And for him to say that was like, no, I don't really think that what he's saying is correct.